Welcome back to Oakfield Farm for episode 15 with me, MrSealyp. Well, it's 4:52 in the morning. It's dawn. Well, it's just after dawn actually. Day 2, early summer. It's a bit of a cloudy day to be fair at the moment. Hopefully it's going to brighten up later. I have got work to do. I'm going to head back over to the farm in a little bit just to check out what we did overnight. Field 43 is now fully ploughed and it has been fertiliser spread. I started that at 3:32 in the afternoon ploughing. I had it on real time, I didn't speed up time, and I think I finished a little bit after 7. I think it was about 7 o'clock, maybe just before 7. So what we're looking at, 3.5 hours, something like that. Yeah, crazy. Anyway, we got done. Cost me a little bit. Overnight I think I lost about 2,000 I think on vehicle running costs and things like that. This is on 15 hours already, this tractor, so I am going to do a little bit of maintenance on a couple of the vehicles. The Massey Ferguson that was ploughing the field was running incredibly low on fuel by the time it finished. It got down, it was into the red. That's going to need filling up, and I got the rest of the grass off field 14 into the bunker silo. When I say the bunker silo, a bunker silo, and again you'll see what I mean with that when we get there. Not the bunker silo I started off with. We'll see how much and all the rest of that in a little while, but that has been blanketed and it is now fermenting. I also went over before bedtime and I checked on the silage bales that were in the fields, and they were, or this morning, sorry, not before bedtime, this morning, they were 28 hours off of being fermented. So another day, just over another day, 8 o'clock tomorrow morning, day 3, they will be fully fermented, which means I'll be able to sell the silage. Whoops, just trying to the hedge. Too busy talking and not paying attention to where I'm going. Now, the Bruns fertiliser spreader did that entire field, field 43, without a refill, but I am down to about 1,000 litres and I think it holds 8,000, so I've got to fill it up. That's going to get pricey. I am still holding out for a Sengstock slurry branch, if you want to call it that, locally, because I think the slurry, although it goes down quite quickly, is fairly cheap to buy from the slurry store. That might not be a bad option to get into that again. So yeah, we'll see how we go. Don't know why I didn't put the cruise control on. That would have made more sense, wouldn't it? What I'm probably going to do, whether I'll finish this off screen or not, I don't know. It's not going to take too long. I do need to go up and do field 5, which is further round kind of that direction, because that'll be ready for its last spray, and that'll be pretty much all the fields. Oh no, field 6 needs another one, doesn't it, with potatoes in. That's going to need another spray. So yeah, that will need doing as well. So today's going to be a few jobs. I'm going to do some more hay making, but because I've got the new mower, the Massey Ferguson 885, that's going to be a slightly different way of doing hay. I'll talk about that in a bit as well when we get back over to the farm. So I'll just finish this off. We'll head back over to the farm and we'll have a bit of a walk through what's been done. I want to go down to the store and buy a new tractor, and I also want to buy field 21. So loads and loads to get done. I never noticed before that this sprayer, when you put the lights on, has got lights on the boom that point out, so you can actually see the crops along the boom. Never noticed that before. Probably because I haven't done much spraying at night or in the dark. But to be fair, once everything was done and I'd finished field 14, I wanted, oh, that's the thing I did, yeah, I sprayed field 14. So that's all been finished and cut, and I've got the first fertilising state done on field 14 as well. So yeah, it was quite busy. As I approach the farm up the lane, you'll notice on the right hand side the grass has had a bit of a cut here as well. I've just been cutting everything, well, everything around here anyway. Field 14, I put the first load of 21,000 into the silo. The rest went into the bunker. This little bit here I think produced about 5,000 litres, 4,000 litres, something like that. That went into the bunker silo as well. So whatever's in the bunker silo is all off of field 14, other than about 5,000 litres. I'm going to show you around everything. Then I'm going to pop in, have some breakfast, and then hopefully the sun will be out. We can get on with a few more of the jobs. Actually, to be fair, I could go down to the store, but it's a little bit early. 5:05 in the morning. I don't think they're going to be there yet. So what I will do, if I just drop this off here for a moment, I'm always round the corner. I'll do the maintenance on this in a bit as well. So if we come around the corner here, we have our bunker silo, and I believe, bear with me 1 second, oh, it just says fermenting. 14% fermented, but there is, I think, just over 250,000 litres in there. 250,000 litres divided by 4,000 litres, I did this earlier, this is not me doing it in my head, works out to be about 62 bales, 62 and a half bales. So what's in there is equivalent to pretty much all the bales I did, all those silage bales out in the field, which is pretty amazing really. Now, obviously, the glaringly obvious thing that stands out from this is, hang on a minute, that's not the bunker silo you put it into last night. It's not. And after various comments, like I said, I did mention that in the last episode, and probably the one before, people had commented to say that one of the silos, both of the silos, weren't working properly. I took a punt and that 50-50 choice and went for the one over here. In doing so, I put the first 2 or 3 loads in, and what I discovered was at the back of the silo, where the chaff or the grass went in and became chaff and it touched the wall at the back here, it bled through the wall a little bit, so I had some coming out the back. But what had then happened was the grass that had become chaff was a lighter colour. Some of it then turned back to grass or stayed as grass, depending on how you want to look at it. So along this back wall I had a mixture of chaff and grass all kind of poking through the wall, which was a bit of a nightmare. So I came along with the snowblower and the trailer, collected it all up out of here and took it and put it into the bunker silo over there, which seems to be working perfectly well. I have bought the 885 over here. That's going to go up to field 9 and 10, and that's going to be to do some hay. I do need to get the tedder. I'll talk about that in a little while. This does need a wash because it's a bit of a mess, but I'll do that a little later. What we'll do is just do the maintenance. I need to fill up the massey. I'm going to leave the row crops on this for the time being, only because I need to go and do field 5, turn the lights off. So I'll need them on anyway. Repair. 282. That's not too bad. I'll do it now. That way I don't have any problems. So that's interesting. Still saying 15 hours. Curious. Never mind. Right. The Massey. I brought the plough back, gave them both a wash. Plough's been put away. That thing did some serious work. Yeah, this has got 25 hours on it. Bearing in mind we're only on the 2nd day of summer, so not even halfway through the year yet. And yeah, I've put a bit on this. This is going to be expensive to do work on, I think. But rather now than, you know, I made my comments on, let's see what it's going to cost. 1,293. I haven't got a choice. I need to do it, otherwise I'll get clobbered. Yeah, when I did the Valley of the Old Farm and my Scorpion King went in, it wasn't starting properly, and I took it in for its service. It cost me 57 grand or something, I think it was. And I had a bit of a fit. But the point, which was well made by several of you, was it had 50 plus hours on it, and I had put about 1,500 trees through it, and I had made, well, millions actually on logging, so 57 grand really wasn't too much of a problem. Fuel is on the red, so I'm going to top this up too, because it needs doing. I'm terrified to fill up that Bruns fertiliser spreader. That was a fair bit. Oh dear, how much was that? £1,024 on fuel. Whoa, okay. Let's put this to one side. What I will do, I think I'm going to drive the Fent down the hill, because I need to head towards field 5, but I'll kind of jump out and I'll head over towards the store. I'm going to go down towards field 21 now, rather than walk there, then come back for this later, which seems a bit daft. So I'll put those front lights on. It's not too dark at the moment, but it's not fantastically bright, is it? Field 21 is this way, isn't it? I think so. What I'll do is pull this up here, whiz across the field, and get that. Pop the wall. And 116,000 buy. So that's my barley field now. That will sort out the barley I need for the Gloucestershire Rail Ale Company. So yeah, we're doing all right. We're doing okay. Next stop will be the store. Buy a new tractor. Then we'll go to field 5. Actually, I might do field 5 off screen. I've done field 3. You saw me do that. Field 5 will do off screen. We need to get some hay done on field 9 and 10. Oh, and I need to start seeding field 43 tonight. I better start seeding early, because that could take about, I don't know, 12 hours to do. Right, I'll see you at the store in a minute. I'll just take these tractors up to where they need to go, and I'll get to the store. And we'll get a new tractor. Or do I go back for breakfast? Oh, I don't know. Will my stomach overrule my head? We'll see. I just stopped into the wool store, spinnery, whichever you'd rather call it, for a bit of a chat. Bacon butty. Sun's come out, it's a little bit later. Paris was in there having a bacon butty too, and I was coming to the store to sort out a tractor. Whilst talking to Barris, and I trust him implicitly, I told him I was in the market for a tractor somewhere around 100 to 140 horsepower, something like that. Something for the yard, something for moving things around, feeding the animals, you know, maybe a little bit of sort of light fertilising, possibly even seeding, depending on the size of the seeder. And he said he's got a lot of stuff in stock, or he's got a lot of stuff that he can get here for me to buy. Looking into the store, around those kind of horsepowers, we are looking at, I mean, oh yeah, what's that, 99 horsepower, 83,000, 99 horsepower, 82,000, 75 horsepower, 59,000. I mean, going up above 99 horsepower, 102 horsepower for 84,000, 125 horsepower for 85,000, 105 horsepower for 87,000, 117 for 89,000. Yeah, they're all around there. 91 grand. The Forterra's 99,000. 143 horsepower. The Agrostar 661 is a bargain. I've always thought that. Very, very good horsepower for a very, very reasonable price. Closely followed, actually, by the Case 1455. But anyway, all that aside, Barris has put me onto something, and he's, like I say, I trust him implicitly. Up at Lavender Forest, there's the Forestry Commission guys that work up in the forest, and somewhere up here in the woodland. Anyway, they've got a hut, they've got a tractor, they've got some new vehicles coming, some forestry equipment, but they've got an old Massey Ferguson that they want to sell, and it's going for about 68 grand, or it was going for 68 grand, because I just rang them up and I bought it. I haven't even looked at it yet, but Barris assures me that they've done all the servicing and repair work on it here, because it's only just up the hill. It's as sound as a pound, good to go. So I rang up and said, you know what, I'm in. So for about 69, I think it worked out, 69,000, I've got a Massey Ferguson. But I need to go up the hill to go and get it. I'm going to need to get a seeder, so I'm going to come back down again in a minute with it. I'm trying to think the best way to go. Is there fencing all the way around here? I don't know. Let's just have a wander up and see what we can find. Mine don't fall down there. This day and age, health and safety, I should have a harness on, and climbing equipment, and who knows what else. Ah, right, so the Forestry Commission hut is just here. Hop the fence. And here it is. Can you guess what it is yet? It's a Massey Ferguson 399 Turbo. It's in very good condition, although it does seem to have left amongst the weeds. It's got PAVT wheels, although Barris has told me these are quite old now. It's very difficult to find these. Power activated variable track. I had to think. My mind goes blank. I did a guide 2 on the Massey Ferguson 300 pack that came out, and this was part of the pack. Highline cab, which means it sits a little bit higher, double step. These PAVT wheels, on my video I said that the hubs moved in and out. They don't. The hubs stay still. It's actually the wheels that move in and out around the hub. I mean, that kind of makes more sense. The hubs don't actually move themselves. Unfortunately, this one's seized. They don't move on this one. They have tried to repair them. Parts are hard to find. You'll probably find there's a farmer somewhere with a set of these in his barn, and you know, they just don't tend to use them very much anymore. So this is it. I didn't think it was going to start then. That would have been embarrassing, wouldn't it? What a lovely piece of machinery. So this one's got a front loader attachment, not front loader attachment, 3-point link on the front, which is going to come in very, very handy. No front loader attachment, but I have got the telehandler. Oh, that was something as well. The JCB telehandler, whilst it's in telehandlers in the store, on JCB's website, it's down as a wheel loader, a telescopic wheel loader, they call it. Interesting. I thought it was a telehandler because it had a telescopic boom, but because it hinges in the middle, it's considered a wheel loader with a telescopic arm, so it's a telescopic wheel loader. Apparently, who knew? But I've got that for doing sort of lifting and buckets and stuff like that. I might get the Joskin 3 points tipper. That will be a definite. This is very nice indeed. Very good condition. A nice addition to the farm. So I think the first thing to do, let's get this down to the store. So I do need to get another seeder. The reason I'm going to get another seeder, field 43, which needs, this is lovely. Just going to listen to the engine. Probably come the wrong way, haven't I? Yeah, field 43 is massive, as you probably already we've established that, haven't we? So what I'm thinking of doing, oh no, okay. Someone's field, sorry. That didn't work as I planned it to. And hop fence, right. I'm going to do half of field 43 one crop and half of it another crop, which is a bit odd. It's a big field and I think I can get away with it. The two crops I can still do are corn and soybean. Half will be soybean, half will be corn. But I don't have a seeder that can do corn. So that's what I need to get next. It'll give me a few more options. Field 5 has been finished. This is awesome. So I told you I could trust Barris. Lovely. Right, let's close that. Now I said I would probably buy one of these on the Valley of the Old Farm. And I think I might well do. .26 mph top speed. Very nice. Dual beacons. Did everything. So as far as seeders go, I can't go too big. I could go bigger because I've got the big. I suppose, yeah, I have got the big massive Ferguson, haven't I? Mind you, the bigger the seed, the more expensive it's going to be. And I don't know how often I'm going to do corn, to be fair. And if I'm only doing half the field, I've got a Horse Pronto 9. That's what I've. Is that what I've got? It is, isn't it? Yeah, I've got that already. The Horse Maestro would be the obvious choice. 9 metre, it's 121,000. Or there's the Tempo F8. It's only 6 metres, which means it's 3 metres narrower, but it's half the price. And to be fair, the time it takes to do the seeding doesn't bother me. It doesn't matter, it's going to take a little bit longer. Tank size might be a little bit small, so what I will do, you know what, I think I'm going to get that, the Tempo F8. Let's buy that. That 500,000 isn't going very far at all, is it? It's going to disappear at the bank account. Now, sowing technology, I wonder, is that the front tank? That is the front tank, isn't it? Additional tanks increase the capacity of sowing machines. Oh no, I've just realised as well. No. I'm going to need to cultivate, oh no. I don't have a cultivator either. You can sow fields, yeah. That will cultivate for me, that won't. So if I want to do corn, I'm going to have to cultivate, which means needing a cultivator. That needs 140 horsepower. It's not going to work. Mind you, I can have the Fent tow that, I can have the... Well, the Massive will have to pull that because it's 270. But I'm going to need a cultivator now. Cultivators then. Maybe I can get the new Massey doing cultivating. I'm not going to have a very big... Oh no! This is worrying. Because there were cultivators. What was the one I used before that was really, really good? Low horsepower requirement. That was an Unia one as well, wasn't it? It was an Unia plough, cultivator, but it only required something like 70 or 80 horsepower. Because even the Catros requires 180. Wow. 160, 120. I might get away with that. It's only a 3-metre cultivator. It will take me forever. Right. I think we need to get on the internet, the old interweb, and let's see if we can get something delivered. That might be my only choice now. Okay, right, so I can tow that back anyway. All of these things are going to need filling up. Let's see what I can do about a cultivator. But I can start half the field. Let's get the beacons on. Because I can get the... what do you call it? I can get the Massey Ferguson going with the horse pronto. That's the first step, I think. Then we'll worry about cultivating the other half. Whoa, that's a weird angle for the PTO. Mind you, I suppose once that sits down to actually seed, that will change position, won't it? What a cracking little tractor. Right, let's fill it up. Not with fuel, what am I doing? Just realised what I've done. I've driven away from the store and didn't buy the front tank that I was going to get to extend the or increase the capacity of the seeder. That was a genius move. I got so sidetracked with the horsepower requirements of seeders and things and started to worry that I wouldn't be able to do it. I didn't even think to buy it. How silly. Let's pull that forward into there. I've left the bruns there simply because it's almost empty. It needs refilling and I just didn't get around to doing it, so it's just kind of sat there. Right, okay, that's ready to go, although I'm not going to be using it just yet. Close the cover. Put it there. Let's pull this up alongside the old, the newer version and have a look at the difference, shall we? Oh wow, look at that. So before I do anything else, let's get the big Massey and the other seeder. Where did I put the other seeder? Is that in here again? Yep. It's probably going to need refilling, isn't it? I may have done some serious damage to the 3-point linkage. Yep, it's going to need something as well. This is going to get to be a very expensive day. Okay. So this, I'm going to go to field 43. I need to get this about halfway up the field. And then we should be okay. Let's close the cover. And the wall. Whoops. Just crush one of my stone mushrooms. Now I'm going to have to use my GPS on this. And when I say GPS, I'm going to have to use the map, get that up, drive up until I'm roughly halfway, but bearing in mind that field kind of squashes towards the top, so I'm probably going to want to be further this way, further west, I think. Let's get that on. Well, that's not as easy to tell, is it? If I come up, I'm thinking, let's look on the bigger map. That's not much easier. Let's go to this map. Oh crikey. Okay, so bearing in mind the width is across the top. If I go halfway, which is about there, it's going to be more than half this side because of the fact it obviously comes down. You've got all this extra section here, and you've got that missing there. So what I need to be is about here, probably just under halfway, and that should work out about half. So if I look at where the 44 is, up from there, maybe about level with the first 4, maybe to the side of it. Let's keep going up. Open that out. Let's try it about there, shall we? This is not an exact science, as you can probably tell. Right, I'm on soybean, that's what I want this to seed. Turn it on, drop it down. Right. So that bottom half, from where I am that way, towards the road, will be soybean. From here up the hill, I may not have judged this quite right. No, it looked like it didn't matter. It's going to be corn. Problem is that half's going to have to be cultivated before I can seed it, so that may well be. That's going to have to be done today during the course of the day, but we should be able to fit it all in. Even if it's not in this episode, it will get done today, I hope. If it's going to have a chance of growing and being ready to harvest, it may not be till the end of autumn, but it should be okay to get harvested. All I've got to do now is make sure when this gets to the other end, it turns the correct way, and then we're good to go. He says. Hoping. Oh, wrong way. Take control. There we go. And now we should be good. The interesting thing about this is I put soybean into field 32A, the sort of the secret field up the top of the well, halfway up the map on the eastern side. Thinking, yeah, we'll get some soybean in the ground. That's a fair sized field. This half of this field, just this half of this field, dwarfs that. It makes it look tiny. If we go into the map, that's the field there. Oh no, not 32A, almost about 33A. This bit here has been soybeaned. As you can see, this half here is massive. Still, that's probably going to be the best way of doing it. Half and half, I think. In my head it is anyway. We'll see. Maybe at the border between the two. on this line here, where we've got soybean here and corn here, we might get some kind of cross-contamination, some kind of hybrid crop that we've never come across before. Soy corn, or, you know, I don't know. I think I'm tired. I think I need to sleep. I'm just talking absolute nonsense now. Anyway, right, let us carry on. Let's sort out what we're going to do about a cultivator. Well, guess what? I'm back at the store. There's a shocker. Barris has pulled a rabbit out of the hat. This is going to be perfect, and it should work brilliantly. If I quickly go to here, what we have got available now is the Fortschritt B-231. It's a 5.2 metre cultivator, and it only costs 9,500. The other one that I was thinking about was the Unia. The Unia is a 5.4 metre, and that was £36,000, and I think it needed 120 horsepower. This only requires 90, so this should be perfect. Now I've got a choice of colours. These are all a little bit pastel-y for me, so I'm going to go with the red, considering I've got the Massey, and even the fence got red wheels, so we're going to go with the red one. We're going to buy it for 9,650, which is a drop in the ocean compared to what I was going to have to pay. Now I could have absolutely bought a much bigger cultivator that ran off the other Massey Ferguson, but realistically I can have all the machines working at the same time now doing a field, or I can have one somewhere doing a field and one doing something else, and you know, that won't be able to pull the seeders, but it can pull a cultivator, so it seems to make perfect sense to do this. This is going to work really well. I'm very, very happy I managed to find that, or say I find it. Barris found it, I just had to come and collect it. As far as I know, it'll fold up like normal. There we go. Absolutely perfect. Now, before I drive off, or as I drive off, a bit of both really, up on the potato fields, I need to talk about Tom. I've been talking to Tom quite a lot recently, and Tom is a fantastic bloke, and he heads up, he's the CEO of Farming Simulator 17/19 Agro Research Centre, PS4. He has a Facebook page, and what he does, he collects data, takes data in from fields and seeding and fertilising and all sorts of stuff, and he works out costs, and he works out how, you know, what will you get per hectare on certain fields, whether they're ploughed and fertilised, you know, what you're going to get. He spends a lot of time doing facts and figures. After testing, some thorough testing, they have concluded, the research centre, that if a field is ploughed and fully fertilised, potatoes will yield 83,333 litres per hectare. That's what they've said. So I'm going to be the guinea pig to test this theory out, because my two fields up there, I think one of them might not be ploughed though, I'm not sure. Hang on, I can check that now, can't I? Let's check that. Let's go to soil composition. Yeah, field 6 isn't ploughed, so this might be out by a little bit. But what he said is, he thinks they're predicting I'm going to get about 1,009,000 litres of potatoes off those two fields. Now Gloss Crisps only want 300,000 litres. That's going to give me a surplus of about 700,000 litres. That's quite a lot of potatoes. So when I do come to do the harvest on there, it's going to be interesting to see whether or not that is correct or not. But anyway, hats off to Tom and his crew. who do work away tirelessly compiling this information, and he passes me little nuggets every now and again, facts he's found out. So yeah, thanks to that, Tom. We will see what happens. Any information I gather at any point on any of my maps or Let's Plays, I will happily pass it along to Tom. I have recently been allowed into the inner sanctum on his Facebook page, so I'm part of the Agro Research Centre team on PS4. Awesome. So let's get to the field and let's start cultivating. The haymaking up on field 9 and 10 is going to have to wait until the next episode, because I really didn't realise how much. I mean, I knew how much I had to get done, but in my head I thought I'd be able to get a lot more of it done in the time I had. But 'twas not to be, because I hadn't allowed for the fact I'd have to cultivate. I thought I'd buy the seeder and just crack on with seeding, but forgetting that obviously those other seeders won't. They're not direct drills, so not to worry. Whoa, that was close. And he took off his windscreen. Beacon's off. The seeding is coming on nicely. There's still a lot to seed, but I'm getting there. Farm dog's happy the seeding's coming on nicely. Let's just get rid of that. Now I've got to get this just right, otherwise I'm going to tear up some of the crop that's already been planted. So this is the join. This half of the field needs to be cultivated. Let's see if I can get this as close to the edge as I can. I might end up taking a little bit up by mistake, I hope not. That could not have been better. I think I'm losing a fraction, maybe a fraction. There is definitely a difference in texture as well, so I can tell the two apart. This mass is pulling this no problem at all. Oh, I'll say that. Getting a little bit of wheel slip. I don't know how we're going to fare on some of the steeper bits over there. Now the thing with this is, with that one seeding there, this one cultivating here, once I've got a few strips over that direction with this massey, I can go and get the fence with the seeder on the back of that, and I can start seeding. So field 43 becomes a much easier proposition when I've got multiple vehicles running on it. When I come to harvesting, I don't know what I'm going to do. I might have to lease a second harvester, because I've only got the Fortschritt, and that's not got a very wide header. Mind you, I suppose if I've got enough money I could buy a second Fortschritt if there's one available out there. Maybe get Barrys to have it delivered and get two of them going on here. Who knows? But the big field is getting done. It's taking a while, but it is getting done. The other fields are okay at the moment. I do need to take the fence. Actually, I do need to fill the fence up, don't I? Yeah, I finished on field 5. I brought it down to Oakfield Farm. I'm going to fill the seeder up again with seed and fertiliser. No, I'm not. What am I talking about? It's the fertiliser spreader. I'm going to fill up the fertiliser spreader and take it up to field 6, give that a spray, and I think then that will be it. That will be all the fields done that I need to, until field 33A has got another growth stage on it. I can't do anything with that. So yeah, I think we're ticking on. There may be a little bit of a time lapse to start the next episode, maybe with a bit of this cultivating and some seeding and whatever going on in field 43. Next episode I will get the hay making done on field 9 and 10. Hopefully, don't go over that. Hopefully hopefully, oh no, because it's 24 hours. Another 24 hours and my silage bales will be ready to use. The silage up in the bunker silo is fermenting. Okay, what is this doing? The worker does not like that. Let's drop that down and get going. Let's come over a bit. Way too close. That's better. Okay. Right, with that set off, we are now at the end of the episode. We've got a fair bit done, in all honesty. It's now 7:10. We started at, what time was it? 4 something? 4:52 or something in the morning. So we've got a fair bit done so far. It's going to be another long day on this field, I think. But mixed in with that, we'll get some other bits and bobs done too. Because I'm building up the amount of vehicles I've got, it means I can set workers and I can multitask and get other jobs done. I think it was a good call getting that massive Ferguson 885, because that means I can get on with grass cutting without tying up a tractor in that process. So that works pretty well. I'm happy with that. So I hope you've enjoyed the episode. If you have, give us a like. If you don't subscribe yet, please do. If you want to leave a comment, feel free. And if you want to share this video, then please be my guest. Whatever you should choose to do. Thanks for watching.